a nice cup of tea brewing. And while that's doing that, I'll tell you about some of the advice I had from people about staying in bothies. I asked a whole load of people before I went away. I did a little bit of research and said, if you could tell me one thing, one piece of advice for staying in a bothy, what would it be? I had all kinds of things. Hang your food up was one, and mine is up there. There's a nail up there. I'll probably hang my whole pack up actually, because I have found that mice do eat through anything, and they can eat through concrete, for goodness sake, with those little teeth. So there are mice around, so if they get smell of food, they will be at your food and other things, and they'll eat through your precious Gore-Tex lined whatevers to get to it. So hang things up. Not to overpack was another one that somebody said, which I tried so hard to keep it light, especially coming on a bike. But I think carrying fuel in, it's inevitable, you're going to have some weight. Toilet paper, of course, which I duly have. Wouldn't want to forget that, because you're unlikely to find that when you get to a bothy. A teddy, I didn't bring one of those. Candles, which I've got plenty of. Useful advice, this one, a Bible, crucifix and mallet, somebody said. And to watch out for the faces at the window at night time, which was not the most helpful thing to consider before I went away all by myself into the wilds. An orange rescue bag or tent. Lots of people said be prepared to sleep outside, which tends to be a problem only if you're using a bothy that's very, very popular during the summer months. Again, I don't think people will turf you out necessarily, and if people can make room, if you haven't got a tent, they're not going to push you out. But it might be a point that it's a bit too cramped and you might want to stay outside. So it can be an idea with popular bothies to have a tent in your bag as a backup, just in case you can't get in. Whiskey, which, yes, I have my flask of whiskey. Although when I put a photo of that on Facebook and said, is this a luxury or a necessity? People said it's a necessity, obviously, for obvious reasons, but I should really have used a plastic bottle to cut down on weight, but I don't know, that just seems much more classy. So yes, I have my whiskey. Fire logs and coal, which yes, I did bring logs. I didn't bring coal. I was in two minds about whether to haul lots of fuel in. I banked on there being some here, but I brought these logs in as an ignition source. It kind of does the job of kindling, I suppose, just to make sure I could have a fire. Sense of humour, somebody said. You never know what you might find, what might happen, so you need to be a bit light-hearted about how things go. A guitar, somebody said, which I don't play, I don't have one, I wouldn't want to carry one even if I did, but I know some people probably do, because nights in bothies can turn into raucous old affairs with lots of singing. Earplugs was an important one. I didn't bring them with me this time. I don't know whether I'll actually get company, anybody else here, but snoring can be a problem, and I've had enough nights, sleepless nights in hostels over the years to know that can ruin your whole experience. So yeah, earplugs, and probably the most useful one of all actually is to check the condition of the bothy before you go, which is very important. It's once you've packed up, just go around and make sure you've left it as you found it, and the condition is good. But also when you get back, you can report the condition as well as just writing in the book. You can actually possibly email, especially if it's an MBA bothy, you can email them and tell them about any issues you've found. And sometimes they just like to know that everything's okay. So if you stay in a bothy, just drop an email to whoever it is that maintains it, and you can find this stuff out on the internet, and let them know that all's well.